Good morning, everybody.
Says, have your accountant set up a schedule for you to pay quarterly estimated taxes, and he suggests putting all your side hustle expenses on one credit card.
That is usually good enough, up to $75 for the documentation requirement. If you're going to take someone out to lunch or for dinner, you have to write the business purpose of that meal to be able to take the deduction.
And if you're buying small equipment,
there are now rules that make it so much simpler where you can just take the deduction directly. You identify it on the return, but you don't have to depreciate it. You don't have to fill out the additional form. But there is a threshold.
School, North Dakota.
Lieberman says just make sure your write-offs qualify as business expenses. I'm Alice Stackton Rossini. If your return has no errors or red flags, and you signed up for direct deposit and you're getting a refund, you should get that money in your account within 21 days of filing. I'm Corey Myers, USA News.
If you're a diabetic, we have great news. You can end the painful finger sticks with a new CGM. Plus, they may be covered by Medicare, Medicaid, or private insurance. If you test and inject daily, you may qualify. Call US Med now to learn more.
800-471-7065. 800-471-7065. 800-471-7065. That's 800-471-7065.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host and do not express the views of WBDF ownership or Hometown Talk Radio. Content aired on all programs are those of the host and their guests. Hey, Joey, what's happening? I mean, what's happening in Middleboro and surrounding towns? It's time for the Middleboro Week in Review with your host, Joey Driscoll. Stay tuned for news, Middleboro news, here on AM 1530 WBBF. Hey, Joey, what's happening?
And welcome to Middleboro in Review. I'm Joey Driscoll. I am joined, as always, by Don. Good morning, Don.
Good morning, Joey. How you doing, sir?
I'm fantastic this morning.
Hey, I want to thank you. I want to let everyone know that Joey cooked me dinner last night. He made some hot dogs. So,
Yeah.
I got home late before finishing up a job, and you made me some hot dogs. So I want to thank you, for making my hot dogs last night.
No problem
and
at
you're
all.
the hot dog king up in the house now, huh?
Yes, I cook. I cook my hot dogs a certain way. I like them a little bit, not quite overdone, but like on the line of overdone.
I like things overdone too, especially when it comes to like English muffins and bagels when I have them. I just tell them, just give me a 9 alarm,
Yeah.
It's just, and they say they're ready to throw it away. And I said, oh, that's perfect. But I like them cooked too. I really
Yeah,
do.
and with hot dogs, it's kind of important to kind of cook them in that way.
Yeah.
Because it's beef. So.
Oh yeah.
It's extremely important.
We have a friend in the culinary business, school teacher, professional, and he tells us, always getting in our head, make sure things are clean. If it's slimy, throw it out. It's just not worth it to eat bad food.
Yeah.
You'll get sick, and no one likes being sick, especially a stomach situation. So you really gotta watch that as far as going to places, and if you think the meat's got like a slimy taste to it, it's probably bad. They probably had it too long. And sometimes it's not the fault of, well, you can't be blaming people, but then again you can. They should know when the meat goes bad, they gotta toss it. But then what some might do is they can't sell it for like sandwiches, but they can cut it up and put it into something too. And like a ham and cheese omelet, for instance.
Yeah.
All right. I swear to God, I was down for 4 days, and I swear to God, I had a ham and cheese omelet, and I swear I thought it was that, for sure. All evidence led to that. But again, I don't know how we got to food poisoning from hot dogs.
But,
that's the whole cooking thing, right?
Yeah, so
Yes.
hot dogs extremely important to
Hot dog 101 with
to kind
Joey
of
Driscoll.
cook them thoroughly, and you don't want to burn them. You don't want to burn them, but
Well,
maybe towards the end of
I
well
think
done.
A lot of people know how to cook hot dogs, but
Yeah,
you cooked it with love, and
Yeah.
that's what I'm trying to say here.
yeah. But that's just important. Glad you mentioned the that part of it too.
Well, my friend who I talk to a lot, who knows a lot about that, schools me on that. Just says, listen, you gotta listen. You gotta listen to me. You gotta listen to me. This is how it is. You know what I'm saying? He's right. And the more advice I take from my friend, the better I feel. Because he knows. If somebody's in the culinary food industry for 30 years, you might want to listen to him.
Yeah.
Okay? You don't know better. Okay?
Exactly.
He knows better. He's the teacher. Right? What do you got to say? Yes, I will listen to you wholeheartedly, sir.
All right. Weather
Weather.
for today. It is 51 degrees currently outside of our Taunton Federal Credit Union studios. It is cloudy. The sun has not come up yet. It hasn't come up just yet. It doesn't look like it has.
I don't think we're going to see the sun today.
If it has, it is hidden under the clouds. I'm not sure if it's come up yet or not. But it is 51 degrees, cloudy skies today. A high of 63, so it's still going to be relatively nice temperature-wise today. Yesterday ended up being a very beautiful day at the Herring Run Festival. Second day of the festival is today. I think weather permitting. I'm not sure if they do it in the rain or not. I don't think they do. But weather permitting for the second day of the Herring Run Festival. It's going to rain today. It was kind of already raining a little bit this morning. But hopefully things clear up. Maybe it's just cloudy today, it doesn't rain, but hopefully things do clear up, and it is a good and successful day at the Herring Run Festival once again. 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. for Herring Run Festival. Monday, 62 degrees, rain in the forecast as well. Apparently it will also be raining in Boston for the marathon tomorrow. More on the marathon later on in the show today. And on Tuesday, 63 degrees, a high of 63. So it's going to be great next couple of days weather-wise in Taunton. In Driscoll, Texas, 66 degrees, a high of 80 today, and a low of 55 tonight. And on Monday, 82 degrees with a low of 67 in Driscoll, Texas. In Driscoll, North Dakota, it is 26 degrees, a high of 44 today. And they're still forecasting some snow, apparently for Friday for Driscoll, North Dakota. It looks like it's a forecast of snow. It's going to be 37 degrees, a low of 22 on Friday night. But still pretty cold for Driscoll, North Dakota. Middleboro, 51 degrees, a high of 62 today, and 62 tomorrow. Rain both days, Sunday and tomorrow. And the sun returns on Tuesday. Hopefully the sun returns before that, but it's supposed to be sunny on Tuesday. It's going to be 62 degrees in Middleboro. So, that is the weather. Got a lot of Middleboro stuff and local stuff to talk about today. First thing we're going to start off with is there is a fair coming up at the Middleboro High School. It's called Cooler Middleboro Fair, and it's all about energy efficiency. And there'll be a lot of educational energy efficiency things for all ages. And there'll be family crafts and activities, and there's going to be student energy project competitions as well that will be presented at this fair. You can learn about weatherization, heating pumps, electric vehicles, and solar panels. This fair will take place Saturday, April 29th at 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. There'll be a local food truck there, a couple of local food trucks there. This is at the Middleboro High School, 71 East Grove Street. And it's sponsored by the Middleboro High School Yes Club and Sustainable Middleboro and New England Coastal Wildlife Alliance. So, a fair coming up. That should be exciting. Don,
Yes.
your thoughts on that?
Everyone loves it. Everyone loves it,
The cooler Middleboro Fair.
Was that the students come up with that name? You think?
I think so.
It sounds like
That
some
seems like
students
something that
Yeah.
some students would come up with for sure. And that's a good name for
And
it.
it sounds like it's the first fair on the grounds of the Middleboro High School, right?
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure if it's the first fair that's taking place at the high school, but
It's a beautiful
Yeah.
campus over there. I mean, people to go there and just be part of the atmosphere as far as the backdrop of the school, because they did such a beautiful job on the school.
yes, they have.
See the
Yeah.
backdrop. I mean, sometimes a backdrop is the best thing. Sometimes when you go and go to an event and you got a backdrop of something, like it could be a backdrop of a waterfall or a mountain or even an infrastructure like a beautiful school. And sometimes people like walking up. I grew up in Quincy, and I used to like going to the Thomas Crane Public Library right in Quincy Center because it was just so beautiful building. And the inside was kind of a little quirky as far as the hallways and little spiral stairs and stuff like that, and little back rooms and stuff. And the way it was set up, it was like additions being added on to additions. So you could see where the newer building was put on with the older building, and then they built a new one. But like I said, backdrop. You look over a backdrop, you sit down, you have yourself a coffee and muffin behind a backdrop. But anything that's worthwhile, anything as far as a beautiful school like Middleboro High School, it's a backdrop. And,
Yes.
so people gotta be enjoying the carnival, the fair, right? The backdrop on that beautiful campus.
And we talked earlier that the Herring Run Festival is going to be coming up. The second day is this morning, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. this afternoon, weather permitting. I think, again, we said that there is rain in the forecast, and not sure what the protocols are for the Herring Run Festival, if it rains or if it does heavily rain, or if it just lightly rains.
The severity of
the situation is what people are looking at.
I'm sure if you go online, you'll find out, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure,
But again,
necessarily, no.
day 2 is scheduled to take place today.
Yes, tell us about day 1. You were there.
Yes.
You were part of it. You were working for Matt Cam, doing some B-roll. Was it B-roll you were doing, sir?
Mostly just the filming of bands' music. So just mostly music. I wasn't doing any B-roll yesterday. So
And yesterday was a beautiful day for it, right?
Yes, very beautiful day.
Yeah, I think I think the weather was just right. It was a little warm on Friday. I think we reached like 89. I think in Middleboro, right? Was that the highest we hit?
I don't know.
I thought I
could have been higher.
Well, I
but
thought
I'm not sure.
I saw that on my phone. That's what. But who knows what the effect? But it was warm. It was high 80s for sure on Friday.
Yeah.
I think yesterday was a perfect recipe. Back to food now. Perfect recipe of weather. And so it sounds like you had fun. You told me the bands were good.
The bands were really good. Yes.
Yeah, good.
Yes. Day 2 is scheduled to take place from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. this afternoon. Weather permitting, of course. Admission is free. to all. There will be merchant vendors, food vendors, games, exhibits, and demonstrations and live music and much more. And also the herring will be out as well. So there's a lot to see and do at the festival. Free shuttle parking is available at the Town Hall, which is at 10 Nickerson Avenue. The elementary high school's parking lot, which is on Mayflower Avenue, and on Jackson Street. $5 parking is at 99 North Street. Handicap accessible parking is available at the Council on Aging, 558 Plymouth Street. For more information, check out the Facebook page, Middleboro Today. And you can email discovermiddleboro@gmail.com or call 774-766-6335. Again, the email is discovermiddleboro@gmail.com and the number is 774-766-6335. And it is 7:22 a.m. We're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to have some more local stuff to talk about as well, and we'll have a transportation topic, get Don's thoughts about one of the news stories I talked about on Friday, which was the Nbta offering a $15 pass for tomorrow, which is going to be a pretty good thing.
15, huh? They had
$15 pass.
They had to get an extra 5, huh?
Yep, for an all day pass for the Nbta, all commuter rail lines, for a free ride after you pay.
They had to get the extra 5. Why couldn't they just do it 10? I mean, they do 10 on the weekends.
Yeah,
it's $10. Someone said, "Oh, an extra 5."
Well, we'll talk about this.
That's still a good value.
Yeah, it is. But we'll talk about that on the other side of the break during the second segment as well. We have some more local stuff to talk about too. And much more, and we might be able to get to sports today as well, depending on how much we got going on here at the local stuff. We got a lot to talk about today, and also marathon as well. We're going to talk a little bit about that too. So we will be right back here on Middleboro in Review. I'm Joey Driscoll. I'm joined by Don. Today's date is April 16th, 2023, and you're listening to WBF 1530 AM and 99.7 FM. We'll be right back. Let me get that article up.
What article's that?
MBTA thing. The MBTA thing.
We gotta go right. We gotta go check out the English tomorrow.
Yeah.
You might be tired.
No, I'm not.
I don't dare go into town tomorrow.
No, don't go into Boston tomorrow. No way. No way. That's not a good idea. Yeah. Unless you're going to see the marathon, don't go into Boston tomorrow.
You know what? You want to take a local ride, and you want to just take a ride down to the Haven and check the Haven out on Amtrak. It's expensive.
Yeah. There it is. Buried on the third page.
Huh?
Buried on the third page. They got a new layover facility, I think, in the works too. The MBTA. 52.
Where?
Whiteette Circle.
Where?
Whiteette. Boston area.
Huh?
In the Boston area. In Boston, actually.
You had that article about the
7 miles from South Station or something.
uh,
I don't know. It's in the early stages, so it's not going to be
A
much.
layover facility, they have the big barn there, right? South Station anyway. I don't get it.
It's something further away from South Station, like 7 miles or something like that. I don't know.
Each year, it has a nonprofit organization.
I wonder where it is.
Veteran care facilities.
Maybe it's
Whitehead Circle or something. I have to take a look at it. I
Is that the
think.
name of it?
It will probably won't be the name of the layover facility, but that's where it is.
You were talking. No, let you get the next question.
6. What?
You were talking. You saw that article. The MBTA president there. You talked to it, huh?
No, I don't. What article?
I mean, I don't know. You were talking about how he wants to. It sounds. I wish I could have called in because this guy might be a good fit here because he's a Long Island Railroad guy. I think he's talked about something like really pushing electrification or something. Did you say anything like that? Or something along those lines? Or,
It might not have been.
or maybe a layover facility or something like that. It was because of that.
No,
or something to
it
do
might
with
not
more
have even
tracks.
been. I did talk about electrification, but recently, but it wasn't Massachusetts. It was Rhode Island. I think.
No, I mean, Rhode Island.
I think so.
No.
I did something along those lines recently, I believe.
No, you said something else that he said.
Yeah.
I mean, we could talk about him. I guess you want to talk about him.
Yeah. Well, I'll do this MBTA thing, and then
Yeah.
we'll talk about him.
You want my phone to dig up an article?
No.
It's the same article you read on.
You dig up something.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out.
I don't know. I'm trying to do 7 million things here. So
Well, you
I
gotta do
just- I wanna-
you gotta do 701. Million.
I don't want to do that extra thing here today.
What's the guy's name?
Hold on.
I never
Philip Ang. Philip and then ENG. All right. Blue mic back up. Red mic back up. Good and good. All right. 3, 2, 1, and 0. And we are back. So I turned down the music. There we go. And if you want to call in, talk about what's on your mind, talk about the marathon tomorrow, talk about anything else that's on your mind. Believe the Celtics started their playoffs yesterday. I didn't get to watch the game, unfortunately, so I don't know what happened. When I look up the sports later, I'll know what the final score was, but they were facing the Atlanta Hawks. But if you want to call in and talk about whatever's on your mind, 508-822-1106 is the number. 508-822-1106 is the number. So, Friday, Dawn, I had a great article talking about the MBTA, and they're offering $15 unlimited commuter rail travel passes for tomorrow, Marathon Monday, April 17th. The MBTA is accommodating the expected bump in passenger numbers by instating a $15 unlimited commuter rail travel pass tomorrow, in addition to other service changes as well, which will take place tomorrow. Passengers could also buy the Marathon Pass. So hold on 1 second here. There we go. The Monday the 17th, which is tomorrow, which is known as Patriots Day, is also Marathon Monday. The Transit Authority said a special $15 commuter rail Marathon Pass will be available and valid all day through all zones on all Nbta commuter rail lines for unlimited travel. The commuter rail will operate on a regular weekday schedule tomorrow. The $15 pass is available for purchase starting Monday, April 10th, so it's already available for purchase, and will continue to be on sale through tomorrow on the Nbta's M-Ticket app and from the ticket offices at North, South, and Back Bay stations in Boston. Passengers could also buy the Marathon Pass aboard trains with cash or credit, and that is tomorrow only. The Transit Authority noted that the pass is not available for purchase through fare vending machines, and the pass is not valid for Nbta subway or bus travel. The Nbta added that the red, orange, blue, and silver lines will all operate on weekday schedules on a regular schedule tomorrow, and they'll have additional service before and after the race. Nbta also said that riders should allow additional travel time and expect some delays in service due to speed constraints in a number of areas on its 4 main subway train lines. And also, the Nbta said for public safety reasons, due to its proximity to the finish line, the Nbta is going to be closing Copley Station tomorrow. So Copley Station on the Green Line will not be open tomorrow. It has encouraged passengers to instead use Arlington Station, which serves all the Green Line branches, Prudential Station on the E branch of the Green Line, Heinz Convention Center Station on the B, C, and D branches of the Green Line, or Back Bay Station on the Orange Line. And additionally, above-ground Green Line stops on the B branch at South Street and the C branch at Kent Street and St. Mary Street will be closed from about 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. tomorrow. Buses on Nbta routes will also operate on a regular schedule tomorrow, although some bus routes must be detoured to accommodate the marathon and other related festivities. And commuter, boat, and ferry service, along with the ride service, a paratransit service for those with disabilities, will also operate on a regular weekday schedule, but routes for the ride also might be detoured because of the marathon. And also, one last thing to note, noticeably, bicycles, including folding bikes, are not allowed on board any and all Nbta subway vehicles on the 17th, tomorrow. And it is noted that items prohibited for the marathon and for the marathon spectators include backpacks, coolers, cans, bottles, and other large items. And also one other thing as well, for those who intend to park at an Nbta garage or parking lot on the 17th, the Transit Authority said riders should allow for additional travel time and take note that the facilities may fill up quickly due to heavy parking demand.
Yeah, commuter rail might be the way to go as far as going into town. That's a good value, $15. It's I hope they try dealing with that more as far as a flat rate all-day ridership. Maybe they'll get it back on volume instead of the a la carte, every because we went to Boston. Remember we went to Children's Hospital a couple of weeks ago?
Yes.
It was expensive. It was $48 from you and I to Middleboro and back. A lot of money.
Yes.
And then I figured out the subway. We had to take the subway. That was another $7. So now we're up to 50. No, up to 54. Yeah. And then we had to take another commuter rail. So that value would be like $275. So you're over $60 just to get to Boston. And to put it in perspective, I could put $20 in my truck and drive there round trip, and I'll probably use the $20. As far as the parking, it's cheap at Children's Hospital. It's not cheap everywhere in Boston. That's why, but it's, I don't know. I mean, we took the train anyway. I didn't want to drive and sit in traffic, but it was a lot of money. I mean, you're talking over $65 just to get into Boston. That's a lot. I mean, they're not. That's why more people drive. It's cheaper to drive. It really is. And other than the parking facility, if you get downtown, yeah, you have to take the train because parking is crazy. But if you go to a place like Children's Hospital, the parking's reasonable. I think it's $15 or $20. So now we're at $40. So I'd save $20. And plus, unless you hit a traffic jam, you're home in about an hour and 15 minutes. It took us, 3 hours to get home? Hopefully this new general manager can articulate how to get people around speedier, more convenient, more quicker, in my opinion. It's just, I'm big on, I like public transportation. That's why we did it, because I didn't want to drive. But, over $60, Joey. It's a lot.
Yes.
It's a lot of money.
All right. Since we're on the topic of the Boston Marathon, a little bit of a read about the Boston Marathon, some things about it. Want to thank Jim DuPont for this information, by the way.
The research guy. Yes.
If Jim DuPont's listening,
I've never seen anyone more squared away than Jim DuPont as far as his research and all his papers. And
yeah.
Oh my God, the man's amazing.
All right, so the Boston Marathon is an annual marathon race hosted by several cities and towns in Greater Boston in eastern Massachusetts, United States. Traditionally held on Patriots' Day, which is the third Monday of April. It began in 1897. The event was inspired by the success of the first marathon competition in the 1896 Summer Olympics. The Boston Marathon is the world's oldest annual marathon and ranks as one of the world's best-known road racing events. It is one of 6 world marathon majors. Its course runs from Hopkinton in the southern Middlesex County to Copley Square in Boston. The Boston Athletic Association has organized this event annually since 1897, except for 2020, when it was canceled due to COVID. In 2021, it was held not in April, but in September, I believe it was. In October, not September. The race has been managed by DMSE Sports Inc. Since 1988. Amateur and professional runners from all over the world compete in the marathon, braving the hilly Massachusetts terrain and varying weather to take part in the race. Yes, the course. I've seen it. I've seen it on television. Definitely uphill. There's a lot of uphill and definitely hilly terrain there, which is tough for some runners for sure.
Break Hill, Newton.
Yeah.
16.
Yeah.
You don't realize it's a hill when you drive it, but I mean, if you have to run it, it's just this gradual hill. It keeps going up and up and up and up and up. I think it's Commonwealth Ave. It's Route 16 or Route 20. One of the routes. I'm not too sure which one it is, but I know it. It's just that's at the end of the course almost. I mean, it's they don't call it Heartbreak Hill for nothing.
No.
No.
The event attracts 500,000 spectators each year, making it New England's most widely viewed sporting event. Starting with just 15 participants in 1897, the event now attracts an average of about 30,000 registered participants, with 30,251 people entering in 2015. The Centennial Boston Marathon in 1996 established a record as the world's largest marathon, with 38,708 entrants and 36,748 starters and 35,868 finishers. The Boston. So that's that. So that's the history of it. The history of the marathon itself. I'm gonna get a little bit of that history real quick. It's in here. There we go. The bottom here. The name marathon comes from the legend of Philippides, or he was a Greek messenger. The legend states that he was taking part in the Battle of Marathon, which took place in August or September of 490 BC. He witnessed a Persian vessel changing its course towards Athens as the battle was near a victorious end for the Greek army. He interpreted this as an attempt by the defeated Persians to rush into the city to claim a false victory or raid the city, hence claiming their authority over Greek land. It is said that he ran the entire distance to Athens without stopping, discarding his weapons and even clothes to lose as much weight as possible, and burst into the assembly exclaiming, "We have won," before collapsing and dying. The account of the run from Marathon to Athens first appears on the Glory of Athens in the 1st century AD, which quotes from Herodotus' Ponticus' lost work, giving the runner's name as either Theripius or Euclides. This is the account adopted by Benjamin Haydon for his painting. So a little bit interesting there. Information on the marathon as well. So the word marathon, how that came to be too. Don.
Well, it's funny because the whole feel of the marathon is a big celebration. I used to work at a hotel in Boston in the 90s, and a lot of people who ran the marathon stayed at this particular hotel. So you'd see the hotel set up little tables for the marathon runners. They come to the lobby and they'd all get together, and before they head out to the vans would pull up to take them to Hopkinton. Start early. Be heading up there, leaving the hotel about 8 o'clock or whatever, or 7:30. And stories that really ring true in my head are the stories that you wouldn't normally run into as far as your everyday working in security. But they have the wheelchair races too first, right? And they go before the runners, and it's just amazing those races. They have a handicap, and they're not letting nothing get in their way, and that is determination in the finest form, in my opinion. It's heart moving for me to watch that. But after the marathon, and when people were done and they went into Boston, and they having a little fun for themselves, enjoying their success and their accomplishments, there was some wheelchair races. They were still in their wheelchairs, but they raced that particular day, and they come back into the lobby, and this was late, and they were running around like kids. They were having so much fun running their they were chasing each other in the second floor and the lobby, and they were going up on the elevators. They were just having fun, and I was chasing them around like I was chasing them around like I was a parent or something like that. And they were just having so much fun. And part of me was like, I had to kind of control these guys. And you guys can slow down here. Well, one guy went on the escalators with a wheelchair, so they're going down. And when he gets to the bottom, he shuts it off on his buddy who was halfway up on the other. So I had to walk up. I had to lift him up, walk him down, sit him down, get his wheelchair. And I was like, guys, come on, will you? And as soon as he got on his wheelchair, they were flying again. I was chasing them all night, but it was it was the most rewarding thing I could ever do on that job is chase those guys around because they were just so proud of themselves that they did the race and they were maybe they had a few drinks or whatever. They were enjoying themselves, but I was chasing these guys around for almost an hour and a half all over the hotel. You know what I mean? Going up the hallways and stuff, bouncing. I think those guys were just. It was just a group of guys. I think it was like maybe seven friends or whatever who happened to be staying at the hotel. But it was the best. It was the best hour and a half of my life when it came to down because they were talking to them and it's like, guys, you gotta come off the floors, you know. You can't be on the 36th floor running up and down the halls like you got 2 or 4 in the morning, okay, guys? Oh, okay, we'll go downstairs. Sorry. And then I'll find a guy somewhere else. But they were having fun. They were bouncing around the hotel, and like I said, that was like one of the best heartfelt days because, first of all, you know, they did the race. They don't care about their disability. Looks like they were having fun in life. They were enjoying their friends' company and enjoying their surroundings, and it's just nothing makes you feel better. So. About that. So that's a story I always will treasure in my heart. And it's always around the marathon. And these guys were the nicest bunch of guys, but they were just having fun, bouncing around the hotel, man.
All right. A few minutes before we take another commercial break, I want to mention that the city of Taunton is conducting a referendum relative to the proposal of the new public safety facility project, which will take place Saturday, April 29th, that referendum will take place. Polls are open from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. For absentee and early voting information along with important dates, please visit taunton-ma.gov/elections-department or call 508-821-1044. Again, the number is 508-821-1044. And the website again is tauntonma.gov/elections-department. And for a sample ballot, you go to the city's election department website, and it'll be on there. The sample ballot for the referendum on the 29th.
About 3-4 weeks ago, we had Barry Sanders who called in. Our city council.
And we will have Barry Sanders on once again next Sunday to talk about said referendum and some other things as well. Just as a last minute, well, not last minute. It's 6 days before the referendum.
No, but yeah,
as another informational thing.
Right, and he can really give you the skinny per se.
Yes.
On everything, and and he shared what the cost would be as far as how much more your tax bill would go up, and he gave it to perspective. But it was on the show the whole hour.
Yeah.
About a month ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely tune in next Sunday if you want some more information on that, other than what Joey said or what you can read online. But sometimes you get a sitting city councilman. Calling in is ideal because.
And we wanted to have him on again because maybe there's something new that came up. As well. So maybe new information that he wants to share too.
Yeah. I mean,
so that'll happen next week.
You're hearing it from city government official.
Yeah.
And it doesn't get any better than that as far as information. So
absolutely. Yes.
So I'm definitely looking forward to because I'm sure you guys are gonna talk soccer.
Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit of soccer, yeah. I'm sure you might have several questions for him, too.
I'm just going to bend his hair. He's probably rolling his eyes. I'm just going to talk about the transportation again. I'm just going to he's going to be rolling his eyes when I start talking to him. He's complaining about the tea or whatever. But you know what? I like this new general manager for some reason. I mean, not to get crazy on that, but we are doing a transportation topic. Or we done that already, right?
We kind of did it already, but you can mention this briefly.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe you should tell the listeners more about this guy because I think Governor Haley made a right choice here. I really do. I mean, it's just you hear about people taking positions where they come from, I don't know, they had somebody from who was from Canada?
Yeah, they had someone on the short list.
Ottawa or something?
Someone on the short list of candidates was from Ottawa. But it ended up being something that that the candidate for it did not
Ottawa.
entertain.
Ottawa. I don't think there's one subway train in Ottawa. All right? This general manager, what's his name, Joey?
Philip Eng.
All right? Ran Long Island Railroad.
Yeah.
That's a well-oiled machine. All right? They've done so much work, and they move a lot of passengers. So to get him, I think, was good, because this guy's going to look at Boston differently, because Boston doesn't run like New York. Boston is sort of kind of antiquated as far as the way they do things, as far as... for instance, can you lift the speed zones on the commuter rail? You have a speed zone. It's a safety mechanism, but I don't know why they have to slow the trains down. They can just activate the gate early, and then when the train stops, they can lift the gate up. It's a talking Randolph Station going southbound. You come around the corner, I say about a mile before you start slowing down to 15 miles an hour. And it's you rode that line, remember?
Middleboro Lakeville line?
Yeah,
Or was it,
yes.
Middleboro, Holbrook, Randolph?
Yeah, Holbrook, between Braintree and Holbrook, Randolph.
Yeah.
You go up further, you duck under a bridge, you go around the corner, and then when you hit this like a marshy area, as soon as you hit that area, you slow down, and it's just the slowest crawl.
Yeah, and sometimes prior to Braintree Station, trains stop because either there's train traffic going on.
Well,
as well. That's something different too. But
no, that's because of the single line between Braintree and all the way as far as North Quincy, where the double track crosses. But
that's something I wanted to mention.
I just think they streamline things in New York and Long Island Railroad. They don't do it here. This general manager. What's his name again? Philip Eng. I think this guy's going to work out good. I think I want to hear more. So it's really important because we need to get up and going. We got to giddy up as far as this because it's just antiquated. It's the way they've run it. It runs too slow. I know they're working on the system, but I was really the Fitchburg line. They've really got the new signal systems going, and that line goes pretty quick. But there's ways to streamline it, taking on some of these silly rules.
All right, we're gonna take another commercial break. When we come back, we are gonna have our Today in History. So we'll be right back here on Middleboro in Review on 1530 AM, 99.7 FM WVBF. What? What's up?
Maybe you should ask Mark if he knows how to get a hold of that guy.
Maybe, yeah.
Oh, you got to try to figure out how to get a hold of him. I called, I left a message. None of them even got back to me.
Yeah. Wow. That's not a surprise.
Well, it was the thing for the press, and I didn't even get a call back.
Wow. Okay.
Cheap calling him, I guess. I'll go by the administration office in person.
Yeah.
You know, that's probably the best thing. Next time I'm in Boston, let's go to the office.
Story has become a part of the American dream, and you can hear stories like these every day on the Success Journal. Hi, I'm your host, Chris Whitting, inviting you to join me for the behind-the-scenes stories of those who risked it all while reaching for the stars. Listen every weekday for the Success Journal.
The Success Journal is coming to WVBF's Morning Wake Up News beginning on Monday, April 24th.
Oh, something new, huh?
New.
What is it, on the Wake Up News?
Yeah, Success Journal.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know much about that.
Well, you're going to have to know before Memorial Day.
Yes. it's pretty much gonna be no nonsense kind of thing. It's gonna be on the desktop. It's gonna be just something else to be on the desktop. So for the news, it's just gonna be one more thing you gotta do for the news, which that's fine. There's a lot of things that we do on the news already that are really good. So this just adds to it. Consumer report, little known facts. You just do all that interesting stuff, and it's really good. All right, red, blue, 3, 2, 1, and 0, and we're back here on Middleboro in review as we turn down that mic there. The music there, and let's do our Today in Histories. We have 2 Today in Histories to talk about today. 1963, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. pens his letter from Birmingham Jail while incarcerated in Birmingham, Alabama, for protesting against segregation. And in 2003, Michael Jordan plays his final game to this point with the National Basketball Association. I say to this point because he retired twice before. He had 3 separate stints in the NBA. Michael Jordan did. Birthdays on this day. Don, a lot of great birthdays today. 1889, Charlie Chaplin's birthday. English actor, director, producer, screenwriter, and composer. You know Charlie Chaplin's movies, some of his movies. What are some of your favorites?
I don't, not at all.
You don't?
I saw
I thought you did.
Those are the old silent movies, Charlie Chaplin.
Yes,
I've seen them, but
Yeah.
I'm not a guru on Charlie Chaplin as far as that. It's the first. That's the first TV, the first movies, first motion picture is pretty much.
Yes,
a handful of people, and Charlie Chaplin was one of them.
Yes,
and he was funny. He was just, it was funny to look at. But I've seen some silent ones anyway.
Yeah,
and they just play the piano music and whatnot.
1927, Pope Benedict the 16th was born on this day in 1927. Passed away last year. 1935, Bobby Vinton. Bobby Vinton.
Yeah.
American singer.
Yep.
Born on this day in 1935.
I think Roses Are Red, My Love, Violets Are Blue. I think that he does that song. I think that's one of his staples right there.
1952, Bill Belichick. American football player and coach. Yeah.
It's the personality himself.
Coach for the Browns. Coach for the Patriots, of course. And I think he was on the coaching staff of the Jets, I believe, as well. So, a couple of different teams. Billy West, also born on the same day in 1952. American voice actor, singer, songwriter, and comedian. Very good voice actor, Billy West is. 1971, Selena. American singer, songwriter, actress, and fashion designer. Really great voice in the 80s and 90s. One of the best female vocalists in pop during that time. And passings on this day. 1965, Sidney Chaplin. English actor, comedian, and the brother of Charlie Chaplin, passed away on April 16th, 1965.
So he passed away on his brother's birthday.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes. Wow. All right. That'll do it for today's program. I hope everyone enjoyed. We'll be back next week with Barry Sanders.
Yeah, can't wait.
In.
Yes, that's going to be a great show.
Yes, and also, want to mention, for May, this is confirmed as of right now, May 7th, we're going to have Danny Hardman back on once again, calling in. So that's confirmed as of now. So we're going to have that for May. And till next week, have a great rest of your weekend and a great week. And we'll be back next Sunday. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye, everybody.